Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. Today we are doing the second movie on our full moon list of movies that we do every year. Random movies. We haven't done this before, so there's so many. They put out so many movies. We've been able to do this the last few years. And this one is, and both Marco picked half and I picked half. And we're just, I think, alternating between the last one he picked.
This is the first one that Safi picked.
I picked this one. And I don't think I've seen it before, but I've seen like an advertisements, or I've seen it at the video store.
Well, the poster is pretty recognizable.
Yes, the poster is very recognizable. I saw it at the library years ago. So anyway, it's called Prehysteria. And it came out in 1993. So these are not movies that came out this year. These are all basically old movies. In other words, anything that's not this year. So, anyway, this is basically a children's movie, but it's not like a baby or something where everything has to be so simplified for a baby to know. This is more like, kids in grade school. And it's not bad. I thought it was entertaining, predictable. I thought it was a fun movie. And the characters are, there's a family with kids and there's a bad guy. And then you have a kind of a mystery and a little mystery, and you have a dog. Everybody loves dogs, and it's a golden retriever, and everybody loves golden retrievers. You watch YouTube. There's tons of YouTube channels featuring golden retrievers. So why don't you talk about it, Marco? You want to talk about what the movie's about?
Well, I would just say, first off, I guess where I would like to start the discussion is these full moon movies are kind of weird because it feels like a completely different thing than their, full moon movies. I mean, it's Moonbeam movies.
Yeah.
It's just weird because can you really picture, like, back in the 90s or the 80s, 2000s, like, can you really picture, like, parents, like, getting Prehysteria for their kid to watch?
Well, it's like a Disney movie. I mean, it's as
but
not as fancy as a Disney movie, but it's just a simple family story.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't the parent want to get something like The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast, or something good, something really good, like not this.
Well, those were just coming out, so
yeah.
It's just those were cartoon movies though back then.
It's just a weird kind of thing because I feel like what Full Moon does well is horror, and I think like they kind of wasted their resources doing this movie. Like they wasted the time. Because I don't know, like, does anyone really talk about Prehysteria besides, like,
no
obscure YouTube channels who want to find obscure movies to review?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right. So, in other words, you're saying this is not the typical full moon type of movie. And you're wondering, maybe they have to make a certain number of these kinds of movies.
No.
Like with a contract with their
that's not how
funding
it works,
sources
Safi.
or something?
No, that's not how it works, Safi.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
but this was before Marco was born.
Yeah.
So I guess for him it really is an old movie.
Thank God. But anyways, I guess it's an okay movie. Like, I think my biggest issue, just like with what was the last one we watched, like Ragdoll, whatever.
Yeah. Ragdoll.
I've already, forgotten about because that was a piece of crap. This movie's very similar to that in that it's so predictable, it's so safe, it feels like a Leave It to Beaver pet episode but turned into a movie. You could have just inserted the Leave It to Beaver characters here and almost nothing would be different except for the whole love interest thing, none of that would have been in the movie. But, like, other than that, like, this is basically just a Leave It to Beaver episode, like a pet episode, where the kids get a really exotic pet, and they have to keep it secret, and then, oh yeah, we gotta have a scene where they have to feed the pet, we gotta have a fun little scene where they have to figure out what kind of foods to feed the pet, and they have a scene where they name them. I said, did you hear that? I said they have a scene. Did you hear that?
Yeah, whatever.
They have to, it's just like they just completely, like, just did what they were expected of and nothing more. Like, there was nothing really innovative or interesting about what they did here, which is really weird because, it's dinosaurs. It's little dinosaurs. And you're thinking, like, you couldn't come up with, like, an interesting thing to do with that? Like, really? Like, it just shows that, like, it really... that's why this probably shouldn't have been made, is because, like, you could have just made another Puppet Master or something, like, instead of this. Like, there was nothing interesting that they brought to the table that would separate this from any other movie, any other kids movie, except for, oh look, they're stupid little dinosaur puppets that are probably all like rotten now. You can't even...
I think they're just toys. They're like little... You could get back then... Because I got a bunch of them for my older son because he was a little kid. Marco was not born yet.
Well, I played with them.
And they were... I mean, they're pretty good sized, and there's... Well, I didn't get a lot of them, but there was a lot around, and I just think they used those.
They're really cool, actually, too. I still have them. I still have a lot of them, and
I thought they were really nice too. Very well made. That's why he could still have them, because they didn't deteriorate.
Yeah, they're very sturdy.
Yeah.
But like it just, wouldn't you agree, Safi? Like, they didn't really. There was nothing interesting that they, like, you think about Indian in the Cupboard, which that's a good movie. They actually did something interesting there.
Is this based on a book, or is this just a movie?
No, I don't think it's a book.
I don't think so either. The Indian in the Cupboard series are books. I've read them all. So.
Well, the first one, that movie, they did something interesting. They did something different. It wasn't just Toy Story. It was different. They actually, like, added different things. Like, there were still some predictable elements. Like, they still had all the same types of scenes, like, oh well, he talks with the pet, and he names the Indian guy, not a pet, but, like, the pet substitute, he names the Indian guy, or the Indian guy's got a name. There's a big scene around his name. Gotta have a scene where you feed the pet, just all the same shit you've seen over and over and over again. But Indian in the Cupboard was good. This movie was just very mediocre. It's still okay. Like, I mean, I would never watch it again, though.
But
that's for sure.
I don't think we're not interested in watching children's movies.
I am.
Well, I'm not.
Really? You wouldn't watch The Goonies again?
Yeah, I would probably watch that. But
you wouldn't
I don't
watch
think
Lilo and Stitch again?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's...
Really, Safi?
It seems like when you're a parent...
Don't go there.
And you have kids. you watch all these kids movies that come out, and that's what I did when Marco and my other son were little kids. I took them to really most of the movies. Now we didn't go see this. I don't know if this was ever at the theater. It probably was, but I never saw it. I'm trying to think. I think my oldest son at this age was like 3. I'm not sure. No, he had to be older than that. He was born in 88, so he was 5.
Jesus, Safi.
So anyway, and I should really look up when, like, Indiana Jones came out, because this kind of reminds me a tiny bit of Indiana Jones.
let's think about kids' movies now,
And
because
then, I know that, but I think they took some of their ideas from other movies.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm just not sure when they all came out in reference to 1993.
That's another thing that Full Moon does, and that's one of their biggest downfalls, is that they chase trends. They chase trends. They're like, oh, Charles Band talked about it in his shitty book, which was terrible. He said, oh, well, car crash movies are really hot this year. You know, movies where you got to have a car that crashes and it gets destroyed and it gets exploded and it dies. And so he made a movie just so that the whole point of the movie was that you see a car get exploded at the end. That was the whole point of the movie, because that was the trend that year. And then, we just got to chase trends, because otherwise no one's going to want to watch our movies. Well, how about instead you come up with a good story and you make a movie? You know, like, that's what you're supposed to do if you're an artist with integrity, and you're not just trying to sell and get money. And, you know, like, it just, that's what this movie is. It's like a trend chasing mediocre kids movie that really, like, I don't know what kid watched Prehysteria. I mean, Safi didn't watch it. She was born in the 1800s. She never watched it.
Really, I'd be a mummy now if I was born in the 1800s.
I never watched it as a kid. I watched the Puppet Master movies as a kid. You know, like, I didn't want to watch these shitty, like, Full Moon kids movies, you know? Like, they're just, they're like the adult films, you know, like they're like adult films without adult stuff in them. Like, that's what they feel like because of the way that they're made and the actors. There's some really weird moments in this movie too. Like, there's this whole weird incest undertone with the father and the daughter, because he's a single father, and there's a point in the movie where the dad has a girlfriend, and she looks like a porno actress.
No, she's not. She's been in all kinds of 80s.
He looks like a porno
90s.
Actor. And his daughter, who, you know, she's never been in a movie again. I thought she was okay.
I don't think I'd ever seen her before.
I thought she was okay, actually. I thought she was fine. But there's this weird part in the movie where she gets jealous of the girlfriend. And, like, and they even say it out loud that, like, she's jealous. And then the dad says, no, you'll always be daddy's little girl.
Marco,
and it's really weird.
Well, that's a typical story.
Really weird, Safi.
I know what you're dealing with.
No, there's something going on there.
No, there's nothing going on.
Something going on there.
No, Marco.
It was really weird. It felt very weird. It's not the content. It's not the substance. It's the way that it was done. It's the way that it was shot. It's the way that the actors delivered their dialogue. It felt like, ugh. It felt like you're eating a piece of pizza with all the grease on it. And the grease is just dripping down your face and your chin and your neck and your shirt and your chest. Okay, and you're like, ugh. Well, it's greasy. It's a greasy movie. Mm-hmm. What do you want me to say?
Silly.
Why?
I just think it's just a simple, safe movie for kids.
No, it's greasy, all right.
No.
It's greasy.
No, he's full of BS.
It's
and
greasy.
Don't believe it.
It's very greasy.
So, anyway, you have this bad guy, and I'm just going to say, and he goes to, it's like Indiana Jones. He goes to this remote place, and he has an Indian. I say Indian, you know, like a Latin American.
Well, we don't even know where this movie is.
That's the problem. We don't know where any of it takes place, do we? Even with the kids and the family. And
I don't know.
No, we don't. And so we just assume, I guess because of Indiana Jones, that's what I was saying. I don't know when those movies came out. I think they came out later, but I'm not sure. That's why I should have looked that up to see what was influencing this movie. But, and so he goes to this, he has I'll say an Indian, and I'm sorry, I hope it doesn't offend anybody.
Who cares?
Guide.
Who
but
cares?
The Indian guy gets pissed off because the guy's totally disrespectful, because he's a crook. He just wants to find something, and he wants to bring it home, make $1 million. You know, something valuable, and I guess he knows what he's looking for, too. And he's looking for dinosaur eggs that are preserved in this cave in a special lit area, like they're sacred, and they've been preserved for millions of years, which is strange. And so, you think for a million years they would be no good. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be viable eggs. But these are magic because there's like a special light on them. And the Indian shows up after ditching him and making the guy find it on his own in the end, the last few steps. And he tries to fight him, but the bad guy, hits him over the head or something and knocks him out. And he takes him and he puts him in a regular cooler. Like we have those kinds of coolers. And he takes him to in America, I guess somewhere, we don't know. I don't remember, and like Marco said, we don't know where any of these takes place. And he takes the cooler to the store. Well, this family comes in. They collect fossils, and they sell them at the store. And because the store is like a place that sells stuff like that. And there's this pretty girl, and she's
Is she really pretty though?
well, you know what I mean, for the movie.
Is she?
I don't know, Marco. Anyway,
Safi's like, I don't know,
so
Marco.
they bring the same kind of cooler. Well, what do you think's going to happen? Predictable. Ding, 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 ding. The family ends up, I guess they can't sell any of the fossils because it just never, I don't know, I don't even remember if they sold any.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did? Well, okay, well, so anyway, their cooler it doesn't have fossils in it. It has their lunch because I guess they drove a long way to come to the store. They live way out in the country. Actually, it looked like California because we've been out in Northern California, out in the Yosemite countryside and up north of west of there, between San Francisco and Yosemite, I'll say. And so it looked like that kind of country. And so they take it home and then the dog takes the cooler because the father won't let it get pregnant again or something because she had puppies, but he won't get it fixed for some reason. The dog's name is Ruby. It's a golden retriever. And so anyway, the dog takes the cooler, they don't know that, and takes it to the basement because he's keeping the dog in the basement because there's a other dog that wants to mate with it.
Guys, Safi is like a robot where like you press the button and she's like, okay, power on. I am going to explain the entire movie.
No, I'm not going to explain the entire movie. So first off,
the movie opens up with the credits, and then the movie gets going, and then we are in some location with characters doing things.
No, Marco. Anyway, so of course the eggs hatch. Now, really, after millions of years, and it's explained, and we've talked about this.
They hatch right in the kids' rooms because the dinosaurs are pedophiles.
Okay, Marco, that isn't funny. The eggs hatch, and Ruby the dog pretends like they're her babies, and they're kind of attached to her. And then everything goes crazy because they get unleashed in the house, and they like to eat. They tear up the kitchen. The father finds out, and so this goes on.
I think that Baby Geniuses is a better movie than this movie.
So, and the bad guy, he finds out that they took the wrong cooler because their cooler had the remains of their lunch and stuff for the dog to eat too, like a bone and chicken or something. And so he tries to get it back, and so we have just real simple bad guy stuff, and they overpower the bad guy, and in the end they take the dinosaurs back home. I'll just say what they are. One's a pterodactyl, and that's the daughter's favorite. Then there's a brachiosaurus, and its name is Paula. And there's a stegosaurus. I don't know what that name is. There's a T-Rex, and that's the boy's favorite because he has a guitar, he plays on it, and he likes Elvis. So he names the T-Rex Elvis. And then there's the Ankylosaurus. So they're really nice models, and they've somehow made them look like they're alive.
It's really funny because while Safi's talking, she's like moving her hand around and waving it around like she's really talking to you in real life. You know, like she's really getting into being a speaker.
So that's it, really. Basically, it's what I said.
You're gonna power down now.
That's it. And the bad guy, he's a dimwit.
Gotta take her
of
battery
course.
out. Change the battery.
He has associates at the end who tried to help him, and they were just as dim-witted. That's it.
I didn't like him at all. He looked like he smells.
You didn't like the bad guy? Oh, yeah.
He looks like he smells.
His name was Rico.
And his name is like a greasy name. He looks like he smells. You know,
he does wear some kind of hair product or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, he looks like he wears some strong, like, he's the type of guy who, if this movie was made in the 2000s, he would be spraying Axe body spray all over himself. You know, Axe body spray, which is very typical for greasy men, greasy people. Greasy people love Axe. I got to admit, I used to be a connoisseur of Axe products. They had a really good flavor, which was like a chocolate flavor. It was chocolate body spray.
Really?
And it smelled really good. It was chocolate. And, yeah. But body spray is pretty bad. I mean, you don't... body spray is not a good, like, deodorant substitute.
I wouldn't think so. Because it probably doesn't last.
Yeah, it wears off. I would say the only good thing that body spray is for is if, like, you go to a social function and you spray a little on yourself right before you go in, and then it's just for a short experience. But anyway, this isn't a deodorant video. But anyways, my big thing I thought the movie was fine. Like, again, like, the movie was very, very standard. And again, there's just nothing unique. There's nothing unique. There's nothing that really jumps out. Like, I would watch The Goonies again right now. I would watch a kid's movie again right now.
I would like to watch that again, too.
Problem Child, that's a good movie. It's a great kid's movie. Major Pain is I don't know if you call that a kid's movie, but I mean, it was PG-13. So, but, like, I love good kids' movies, but, like, this was not a great kids' movie. It was very, very weak. You know, I've seen other full moon kids' movies, like the Beanstalk movie, which Safi has seen.
That's a full moon movie?
Yeah.
That was a good movie. I really liked that movie.
That's a really good movie. And then, Pet Store, I think it was called. That's a really good movie. And it was funny because, and Safi wouldn't appreciate this because she hasn't seen the movie, but the little girl from the Pet Store movie, well, she's like 12, but she grew up actually to be a pole dancing instructor. And then what happened was really funny. She disappeared for like a year, and then she reappeared, and all of her pole dancing instructional videos were gone, and all of a sudden she was a motivational speaking instructor. So I just thought that was hilarious, because that's what's really funny about these movies, these older movies, is that you look back and you go, what happened to those people? And the little girl from Pet Store, she was a pole dancing instructor, and then she just deleted all of that. You know, she's like, I don't want the motivational speaker clients to see that. Isn't that funny, Safi?
No, I don't. The movie doesn't sound familiar.
Well, it was a very good movie, and it had all the same things. You know, oh, look, there are these cute pets that the kids get. And, oh, we got to name the pets. And then we got to have a scene where they feed the pets and they eat food. And then there are these bad guys that want to take the pets. And, you know, it's the same old shit. But the big thing that I noticed about the movie, because I didn't really think much of this movie. I would say it's the worst of the three kids' movies I've seen from the full moon You know, like
this one or that one, the pet store.
No, Pet Store is really good. Pet Store would probably be number one.
So you say this is the worst one?
Yes.
Okay.
But the big thing that I thought the whole movie was that the dad was a jackass.
I don't agree. I don't know. He was in a lot of like TV shows.
I'm not talking about the actor. The actor's fine.
I've
seen the actor before.
I didn't get that.
But the dad was kind of a jerk. He was kind of a jerk. And you thought, because usually what happens in these kids' movies is that you have a single parent, and because we don't want to promote, traditional families anymore. And
the mother was dead. She died.
Well, yeah, but like, why is
sickness?
Every fucking kids movie, like you can't have like a normal family for some reason. You gotta have a single parent, and the single parent's really struggling, and they're kind of a jerk too because they're really struggling, and they have kids and they don't have a partner, or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, not a fucking partner. But in this movie, you think, like, is he ever going to get, like, nice at the end? Is he ever going to turn around? But he never turns around. Like, he didn't want the kids to have the dinosaurs. But then at the end, I guess he does. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. It feels like there could have been, like, a character arc there that you have in other kids' movies, but there's nothing. It's just... oh, he's still kind of a jerk, but he's kind of nice, but he's a jerk. I just think that Safi's not calling him a jerk because she likes the actor. I don't... The character was a huge jerk.
Well, I do want to say, too, about the movie, that in the end, that quote, Indian shows up at the town.
Safi's obsessed with Indians.
The family lives... and they drive by him on the way home from the store. The movie's wrapped up. So they show him at the end standing there, and I guess he's going to follow them to their house, which, is a long way.
Getting ready for Columbus Day, Safi?
What are you talking about? That was in September.
Oh, wait. That already happened?
Yes.
Damn it.
So I think that sets it up for a sequel, and Marco, Marco has told me there's like, did you say two more sequels to this movie?
I guess the same actors aren't in it, so I guess maybe they recasted it. Which,
all of them?
I guess so.
Wow.
Which, like, I'm not interested in the sequels then, because, like,
I can't believe that.
Why would I want to watch a sequel without the original actors,
Well, I know. So I just wanted to say that in case anybody was interested. But, if you're a parent and you want a safe movie, you're into exceptionally safe movies, and it's not over-the-top safe, it's just basic. It's a very basic, predictable movie. Then this would be a movie for you.
No, I will say, this is my food rating, because Safi...
yeah, well, I have that too, but go ahead.
Safi is a little robotic today.
We do food reviews for each of these movies, by the way, in case you don't know.
Yesterday, we did a lot of stuff, probably way too much, and we were so tired that we just didn't end up doing a review yesterday.
Yeah, it was a very long day.
Did a lot of stuff, and then Safi was very disruptive last night to my sleep. She was playing loud videos in the living room.
No.
There's a point where she let Bernie in my room, and she was speaking and waking me up, and then I wanted to get up, and she was in the bathroom, and so that was just pretty sad. So now I'm still tired. So I'm still tired, and, But anyways, this movie is like, I go to McDonald's, everyone goes to McDonald's, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure experience. And, but we go to McDonald's sometimes, and, I usually get a McFlurry, and I usually like to have a McFlurry with my food. And I'll say this too, McFlurries have 200 less calories than the shakes. The shakes all have like 600 calories, so
wow,
you're actually saving a huge amount of calories when you eat a McFlurry, which is surprising because I'd look at a McFlurry and I would say, oh, the McFlurry has to have a lot more calories than the shakes, but it's actually the other way around. And, well, sometimes, and by sometimes I mean like once every like 10 years, I'll get in the mood to have a McDonald's ice cream cone. And I can't remember, but sometime in this year, I got my food, and then I got a vanilla ice cream cone. And you know what it is. You know McDonald's ice cream cones. They're very, very standard. They're very vanilla. There's nothing interesting. Like, they used to have chocolate vanilla twists, I think.
I don't remember that.
I can't remember, but like they had chocolate dip cones. They had something.
No, I don't think so.
And
that's
then
Dairy Queen.
They took it off the menu. And well, anyways, that's what this movie is like. It's like a vanilla cone from McDonald's. But the thing about it is that it's not very satisfying. Like, I watched this movie to review it, but if I was just watching this movie for fun, I would have thought, like, oh, that was really mediocre. You know, like,
probably,
because, like, I watched Pet Store for fun back when I watched that, and that was near the top of my list at the end of the year. That's how good it was. And I wasn't watching that to review it. I was just watching it for fun. So that just shows how mediocre this movie was. And the bad guy was annoying. His character, it felt like a little cartoony without there really being any justification. You know, like his character was a little too cartoony. And then the main dad was not likable. I like the kid, and by the way, the kid is from a very, very underrated movie called Last Action Hero. Safi has never seen it, but
I don't think so.
It is one of the best kids' movies from the 80s, 90s. It has Arnold Schwarzenegger and this kid, and it's all about this kid gets a special movie ticket, and he goes inside of the movies that he likes with Arnold in them. And it's a fantastic movie. It's so underrated. It definitely should have had a sequel. And it's so much better than it was way ahead of its time because it was so meta, and it was so smart about its commentary on movies, and it was so much better than the types of movies they have nowadays. Because movies nowadays are very meta, but they're also not very serious. But Last Action Hero actually took itself very seriously, and that's one of the things that I appreciated about this movie. What was this movie called?
Prehysteria.
Prehysteria.
And that's another thing. Prehysteria?
Stupid title.
I don't like that either. I don't know. It really doesn't reflect hysteria. I think of when the Godzilla movies, when you see all the Japanese people running from the monster, and they're screaming and they're running, and there's nothing like that. You know, it just isn't. There's nothing hysterical about it.
Well, I want to say at least this movie took itself seriously. You know, movies nowadays, none of them take themselves seriously, and that's a big issue because if you're not taking the story seriously, the movie seriously, then the audience isn't going to take it seriously either.
Yeah.
But Safi, what's your food review?
Well, my food review is something we're going to do today, but we've had it before, just not this year, is that we want to go to a place called Ritter's. I don't know if it's anywhere else in the country, but they sell custard. And, it's like ice cream, only it's custard ice cream. And we're going to have pumpkin custard. Just simple, plain old pumpkin custard. I don't know how Marco will get it, but I'll probably just get it in a dish and a dip of it. And so, it's very pleasant. It's seasonal, Halloween, fall, Thanksgiving, pumpkin. And they have it during this time every year. You can get it on Wednesdays and Sundays, and so that's what the movie is. It's just light, predictable, basic, and it tastes good. You know, if you're take your little kid to see the movie, you know, back then, which I never heard of it, but we didn't go to the movies. I mean, I had a young kid. We didn't usually. Well, he was 5, but I didn't take him to that many movies.
God,
we had a VCR,
Wow.
and so we didn't, and you didn't have streaming. We couldn't get cable where we lived. In fact, even when we left a couple of years ago, we still never could have gotten cable there, even if we'd wanted. Thank God for streaming, because we wouldn't have been able to, you know, we had a whole collection of videos over the years. And because we couldn't go, you know, it's a cost of money to go to the movies all the time, you know.
But see, Safi really should have gone to the movies all the time, because
it's expensive.
it was not expensive back then. It was not
it's more expensive
at all.
now, that's for sure.
It's extremely expensive now. I mean, I go to the movies, I want to get a small popcorn and a small drink. And how much does it cost? $20.
It's ridiculous.
$20 to get a small drink and a small popcorn.
Well, you would have to depend on, like, they have discount movie places, and we did have one. They've shut that down here. We don't even have that anymore. You know, where you could, and they do have the one where they're showing, but they show, don't they show mainly new movies that are kind of obscure, and nobody, you know, they don't show them in the big movie places.
Yeah.
And
kind of.
But that's it. They don't have any of those low budget discount places around here anymore. Maybe they have them at other places, but
Safi
not
took
around
it for
here.
granted.
Yeah, well,
She took it for granted. She didn't realize that movie tickets would be $20.
who'd know? So
In the future, they'll be $100.
yeah, well, who knows with if they're 100% tariff on movies, how that would even be implemented and what that would look like at the end. I have no idea. Nobody knows.
I just paid a tariff on my zero budget movie by not paying anything. So I had a lot of fun with that, you know. And but anyways,
so that's it. So it's just
big,
a basic, tasty dish.
Tasty.
The
You think
dish
it's a tasty movie?
Marco, the basic pumpkin custard. It's tasty and simple.
What's tasty
and
about
basic.
the movie? What's
and
tasty?
it's just a nice little children's movie.
What's tasty about it?
Oh, for God's
The
sake.
cookies.
So that's it.
The kid in the movie has a box of cookies that like there's a fixation on the movie. In kids' movies, there's always like a fixation on sweet food.
Yeah, like in E.T. with the Reese's little Reese's Pieces.
Casper: A Spirited Beginning is one of my favorite kids' movies. And in that movie, he did something really, really weird, which is he put, I think, from what I remember, he put juice in a bowl with cornflakes, with cereal, and he ate that.
Who did?
The main kid. And then I think he put whipped cream on top.
Ugh.
Or something. Like, it was really weird. But like, there's a really weird, if you watch a lot of kids' movies, you notice that. But the one last big thing that I would like to say, my big complaint about the movie, after I've already made a lot of complaints. My last complaint would be, I just felt like the dinosaurs didn't really do anything. Like, that was really...
they didn't. Not really very much at all.
That was really disappointing. Like, you'd expect, like, especially if this was like a big boy full moon movie, you know, like an R-rated movie, you'd expect for the dinosaurs to do something. To do something against the bad guys.
Yeah,
like,
but that's true. That's true.
They didn't do anything.
Master, no.
Yeah.
Well, Elvis bit... he did bite the bad guy.
Yeah, okay.
But it didn't happen. It only happened a few times. And he was loyal to the boy. And so the boy told him to do it, or the dinosaur since there was a Elvis. His name was Elvis. That's the T-Rex. if he sensed it was the person was bad, he would bite the person. So,
well, what I'm saying is that the dinosaurs, for being dinosaurs, they didn't do anything.
no, they really didn't do very much.
There was nothing unique about the movie that, like, because they had dinosaurs, that it was more interesting, you know?
Yeah. So that's it. So if you liked our video, give it a thumbs up. Remember, we're going to be doing 8 more of these, and they're random, and 5 of them were ones I picked. So this is one of them that I picked. The first one was one that Marco picked, so now I guess we're going to go back to the ones that Marco picked.
Yeah, the next one that we will do is Subspecies 5, which is a newer movie. It just came out last year, I think.
Wow.
And that'll be really interesting because we will have then seen all of the subspecies movies, and we can do a subspecies ranking. Or by we, probably just me, because
Probably Marco.
Safi, she doesn't even remember what happened yesterday.
Oh, Marco, I'm not that bad. Would you get off of it?
She doesn't remember what happened 10 minutes ago.
Okay, that's bullshit.
She only remembers what's right in front of her, which is the carpet.
Don't believe anything he says.
A chair, drawings.
No, Marco.
Safi, what is your name?
What is yours? Stink Bomb?
My name is Marco.
Wow.
Which you would never know if you clicked on the channel and you saw the title of the channel, Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies.
Okay.
No, I'm Regis. I'm Regis from Regis and Kelly. Isn't he dead?
Yeah, he passed away.
Well, he's back now. Hi. Hello.
Marco, don't do that.
This is the spirit of Regis.
I don't know why he never watched that show.
But you know the name. You know Regis and Kelly.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
What did it turn
like
into
morning
again?
TV. I don't watch morning TV at
What
all.
was that guy though that replaced Regis? He's like a big slime ball.
Oh, Marco, he's
like a big meatball.
Marco, they've changed so many co-hosts to her.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It was Kelly and her husband Mark, but I think he's sick. I don't know if I think he's still doing it, but he's sick.
No, wasn't there the one football player or something?
Oh yeah, he's horrible.
He was terrible.
Well, he's on ABC Sports.
He was awful.
Michael Strahan.
Ugh.
Ugh.
He was the worst.
Yeah, they've had several co-hosts. You know, it's more fitting, I think, that she and her husband, they were both on All My Children, and I watched them when they were on it, which was 1,000,000 years ago.
I'm trying to decide what I should be for Halloween. Maybe I should be Regis.
He was the perfect, nobody know who you were.
Really?
No.
Why?
Nobody would know who you were.
No.
So, nobody would know who you were.
Why? I just want to be Regis!
Why are you doing that on this? Why? Okay, well, let's wrap it up. So don't forget that Marco has a Patreon. Of course, you may not be interested in joining it now. You have somebody acting weird. There's 3 levels, and Marco will be putting on extra content that is related to his movie making. And he has something coming out at the end of this month. I don't know much about it. Maybe he's had a video about it without me. He's making a big secret. So he even though I help with like costumes or certain little things here and there, and
I'm like
actors around.
I'm like
feeding them.
I'm like Willy Wonka. Eating them?
Feeding.
Oh, okay.
FEEDING. Jeez.
I'm like Willy Wonka. You know, everything's secretive. You know, Safi is like Slugworth, and she can't take my recipe. You know, I'm like Willy Wonka, and I make the best movies.
So that's it. So goodbye, everybody.
No, we have to say please like and subscribe.
I already did that.
We did?
Yeah, I think so.
No, you didn't.
Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and become one of our subscribers.
And a patron.
And a Patreon if you want to do that. That's up to you. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.